Hello! In this video I'm going to show you two games in the Heinkel 100, which is the newest premium aircraft in World of Warplanes, and you can actually still get it for free for a few more days. Basically there's a mission going on. It's fairly easy to complete. All you have to do is do 25,000 damage to enemy aircraft, which actually isn't all that much when you think about it, especially if you have high tier aircraft. I believe all up it probably took me 6 hours, maybe 8 hours to do all that damage. You've had a whole month to do it, there's still 6 days left. So an hour a day playing tier 10 aircraft should be able to do it. But why would you want the Heinkel 100? It was actually really popular back in closed beta, but it hasn't been around for the last 2 years. It's actually lost a bit of its appeal since then, because back in closed beta it was a very unique aircraft to fly in that it was very fast, couldn't turn very well compared to most other aircraft, but had very good rate of roll and weak firepower. But unfortunately, well not unfortunately, the Focke-Wulf line came out soon after it went into open beta, which basically flies very similar and it's got high speed, high rate of roll. Where the Heinkel 100 differs from the Focke-Wulf fighters is that it's got fairly weak armament. It only gets 3 7.92mm machine guns. They are actually pretty powerful for machine guns, but it's still very short range and just doesn't quite have the damage output of most of the fighters. See here, I'm about to go head on with this MiG-3, which turns out wasn't actually a great idea, especially since I missed a lot. So basically the Heinkel 100 is not an aircraft you want to go head on with any other aircraft in. But the big bonuses for the Heinkel 100 is it's actually incredibly fast and actually fairly manoeuvrable, much more manoeuvrable than I remember it from closed beta. Just look at the engine power here, there's a P40 up above me, and I am just closing the distance, even though I'm in a climb, getting close, and in this kind of situation, it doesn't matter if I've only got 3 machine guns, I can put out sustained fire, and I took away almost half its health there, from a position, well, it's about 500 metres below it, and then I'm actually manoeuvrable enough to follow the P40 through this turn, and put a few, well, maybe one more shot into it there, and try and hit it, but not really successfully. I find that the Heinkel 100, it's more manoeuvrable than I remember it, but it's still not particularly manoeuvrable, and I really only get, decent damage in when the enemy isn't aware that I'm right behind it. So it's very much a kind of a high-speed stealth fighter plane. Maybe not stealth, not the right word, but at least unsuspecting enemies. When I come around on the tail of this P40, I'm now under pretty heavy anti-aircraft fire. Basically coming too close, and I don't really want to get into a manoeuvring engagement at low altitude. So I pull up and dive back down on it. Get a couple more hits in, but realising the ice is going to get into the way, so I turn off. Luckily for me, the enemy P40 did not turn away from the ice, and I managed to get my first kill thanks to a solid cliff there. See the enemy Focke-Wulf coming in, but I decide to shoot at the anti-aircraft gun because it's annoying me. 3 machine guns isn't actually very effective in ground attack though, so those anti-aircraft guns survive. Which really shouldn't surprise anybody, but I gave it a go anyway. Now here's the Focke-Wulf, and you can kind of see the advantage of the Heinkel 100 there, in here. I've got better manoeuvrability than it. And, oh, actually, I don't have better airspeed than this particular Focke 190, but usually the Heinkel 100 is actually faster than the Focke-Wulf. This aircraft just kind of seems to me like it's got, tier 6 flight characteristics, at least in terms of speed, and actually probably manoeuvrability, well, probably tier 4 manoeuvrability, but the firepower just really belongs down at tier 3. So in some respects it's very much like the Messerschmitt 209, the other tier 5 German premium fighter. Anyway, only one aircraft left on the enemy team, this Heinkel 129B. And I'm going around doing my share of the damage. I managed to hit a friendly aircraft there apparently. Well, not apparently, I quite obviously did. It flew in front of me. And 2 kills. I was actually pretty happy with that, considering that was my first game in the Heinkel 100. But we did kind of get to see the potential of the aircraft there, mainly in the damage it did to that P-40, and just its ability to follow aircraft like that through manoeuvres, and especially the power of the climb to reach the P-40. I've just finished a big power climb up here. This game was my third or fourth in the Heinkel 100, and I was feeling, well, quite gung-ho at the time. So you see I'm I think they said I was actually close to 2 kilometers in front of my team here, and I'm aware of it, and I just don't care. I'm just going to fly off by myself. Strangely enough though, the enemy spotted the south first, but then I realised I've been ambushed. Just as I flew into this cloud, an enemy Focke-Wulf appears beside me, and a bunch of enemy aircraft appear in front of me, so I begin dodging. In the Heinkel 100, it's not actually a fantastic dodger. It is if you roll, but for some reason I was turning. I tried to turn on the Focke-Wulf 190 there, but enemy BF-110E came out of the clouds, so I dodged instead. But I've lost 20 hit points, not so bad, but I'm pretty well on the tail of this Focke-Wulf 190 here. And this is, well, it's the Tier 5 German multi-role fighter that's kind of the nearest equivalent to the Heinkel 100, I believe. And you'll just kind of see how easy it is to outfly the Focke-Wulf 190 in this engagement. Also just how fast we're going, 570 kilometers an hour. Haven't used boost, we're in a dive, we've just gone over 600. I'm easily able to keep up the Focke-Wulf 190, which is actually a very fast fighter, and I'm also easily able to follow it through its manoeuvres, and can do a fair bit of damage when the opportunity strikes. Unfortunately, as I said, I really want the enemy to level out so I can put some shots in, or at least become predictable in its manoeuvres. A fair bit of damage, but I'm under pretty heavy anti-aircraft fire again. As I've been a bit gung-ho and I followed it right back to its base. And you can see there that I actually completely outpowered the Focke-Wulf 190 in that climb. It hasn't taken any damage, well, not to any of its modules. It was just that I have a much better power to weight ratio than this aircraft, than the Focke-Wulf 190 ahead of me. And again, I came in from a bit of a dive, and I actually came in way too fast, and I've gotten far too close to the Focke-Wulf 190 to actually effectively shoot it. And I've actually, well, we'll go into a bit of rolling scissors, but I've actually managed to overshoot the Focke-Wulf 190. Fortunately for me, it pulls up into a climb, which I don't really understand what's happening there, but it enables me to finish it off and get my first kill. Unfortunately, things aren't going very well for the team. While I've been chasing a single enemy aircraft all the way back to its base, basically my entire team's died, so it's now myself alone against 4 enemy aircraft, and the only one I'm aware of the location of is that heavy fighter way up there. So I'm staying low for now and keeping my speed up, because this guy's going to dive down on me. I'm going to need my speed to be able to maneuver to avoid its attack. But, oh, here it, no, not quite yet. Here it comes. But actually it's on very low health, so hopefully I'll be able to effectively counterattack it. I dive down to put this mountain in between us, just hopefully avoid some of its fire, and then pull up, and okay, that was unlucky. My tail was damaged, which means I wasn't able to turn onto that BF-110E quickly enough. So Mr. Klaus here is going to, well, live for a little bit longer. And I start manoeuvring because there's something right on my tail, but, well, on the mini-map it's right on my tail, but it's actually an M20 about 500 metres below me. So I'm actually safe from it for now, and I'm way faster than M20, so if it climbs up to my altitude, as you see it trying to here, it's going to drop way behind me, so it's not really a threat. So instead I'm focusing on trying to get this 110E. And despite, well, you've heard me a fair bit talk about how fast the Heinkel 100 is, it kind of relies on its boost to get its top speed, and the 110E's just got way more boost than me. I thought I had an opportunity to catch it here, but I can only get to within 540 metres before my boost ran out, and it seems like the BF-110E is actually using its boost to get away from me, which, you know, gives it a fairly big advantage because it gets a lot more boost than I do. I turn away and it seems to almost lure Mr. Klaus back in to fight me, but it doesn't. turns and continues to run away, and I decide that this is just pointless and I'm going to turn back and fight the M20 wherever it is. And there it is, it's managed to climb up to my altitude, but it's a long way behind me. Actually, it's higher than me now. And a bit foolishly again, I go head on with it, but it's got more than twice the machine guns as me, so I pull up and over. And I was actually hoping it would follow me because the M20 doesn't have very good vertical performance characteristics. I see on the minimap the 110Es coming back in, so I kind of shoot at the M20, then dodge. Basically once I think the 110E is going to have an effective shot at me. But I'm actually really happy here. I've managed to bait the 110E back into the fight, which means I'm now going to have another opportunity to kill it. Fortunately my tail's still damaged, so I can't turn as quickly as I can, or as quickly as I'd like, but with a bit of boost I'm able to get back on the 110E and finish it off, which keeps, well, my team and myself in the game. The M20's turned back on me, but I know it's got poor vertical performance, so I'm hoping to force it to stall, but it's just happened. At the time I was thinking I was about to die. But I managed to force it to a stall, turn on its tail, put in a bit of damage, and then up and around again. I have absolutely no hope of turning with this M20. I think it would beat me anyway, but with the damaged tail, no hope at all. Managed to destroy its engine and put some more hits in, but as the announcer said, I'm about to lose. I have to kill this M20 quickly. And after that I have to kill 2 enemy ground attack aircraft. Turning on the M20, but I can't keep my guns on target thanks to the damaged tail, but it did a bit more damage. Coming around, and it's flying straight in level. This looks like it should be a good opportunity here. Nope, goes into a dive, and again I just can't keep my guns on target. A little bit more damage, but I need to get a very good run in here, and I don't really have the time to do it. I just need to knock it out in one go, and this looks like it's straight in level again. It's got no hope of escaping me. I'm at a higher altitude. It goes into a dive. And that's our defeat. The enemy team managed to win superiority. And well, you can kind of see the weakness here. I only actually did 276 damage in that game. And, well, I didn't actually save the final screenshot, which tells you my accuracy. But it was actually pretty high, around 13%. So, as I say, it's a very good aircraft. You saw me, I managed to completely outfly the Focke-Wulf 190, completely outfly the Miles M20, and when I created a situation that was to my favour, I was able to outfly the Bf 110E, but it's just, it doesn't quite have the firepower to capitalise on its ability to outfly its opponents, and the manoeuvrability is just also not quite there to get the really sustained damage that you need with your machine gun armed fighters. But still, it's an interesting aircraft to fly, and as you can see here, even on the defeat I earned a fairly decent amount of credits. And it's well worth having, since it's actually fairly easy to get. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.